Hello there everyone, my name is Giordan Kho, a civil engineering student from the University of Guam, and I'll be talking to you today about StreamStats, which is a web-based geographic information system application made by the US Geological Survey. Before I begin, I would like to mention that StreamStats currently has no data for Guam, and we hope that will change in the future. Some vocab that need to be discussed are: first, watersheds, which, according to USGS, is a land area that drains water to a particular stream, river, or lake. It is a land feature that can be identified by tracing a line along the highest elevations between two areas on a map, often a ridge. And drainage basins is an area of land that drains all the streams and rainfall to a common outlet, such as the outflow of a reservoir, mouth of a bay, or any point along the stream channel. In North America, basin is used interchangeably with watershed, but is normally larger in scale. In the US, hydrologic boundaries are determined based on topographic, hydrologic, and other relevant landscape characteristics without regard for political boundaries, into units and subunits. A flow path is the subsurface course a water molecule would follow in a given groundwater velocity field. And design points are points at which you set to analyze hydrological data. You can think of them as stations. Now, what is StreamStats? StreamStats allow users to access an assortment of analytical tools that are useful for a variety of water resource planning and management purposes, and for engineering and design purposes. Users also can select any location along the stream and obtain the drainage basin boundary, basin characteristics, and estimates of stream flow statistics for the location. Partners like the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers use this data to work toward appropriate use and resiliency of structures such as levees and flood walls, as well as promoting alternatives for other approaches, for example land acquisition, floodproofing, etc., to reduce the risk of loss of life, reduce long-term economic damages to the public and private sector, and improve the natural environment. Some other uses of the data include the following: forecasting floods and droughts, monitoring and preserving aquatic habitats, describing impacts to stream flow from changing land and water uses, assessing water quality and regulating pollutant discharges, determining if streams are safe for recreational activities, and designing reservoirs, roads, bridges, drinking water, and wastewater facilities. Now, without further ado, I will be demonstrating some of the basic uses of the StreamStats application. First, you can customize the layers and base maps you wish to use. We'll just stick with the default National Geographic. And under National Layers, you can see the types of stream gauges, but we only see the blue and the gray ones for now. There are a few really useful tools under the Exploration Tools widget, like the Measure tool, which you can find the length between points, and the Elevation Profile tool. And it gives you latitude, longitude, elevation, and feet and distance. I won't be using this show your location, but flow path is like almost the same as network path, but then network path can give you a common point between 2 points. For example, it's not really a good example, but apparently this one empties into this area and this one leads here, so they don't really have a common point. Network trace allows you to find gauges, dams, and/or water quality sites, etc. on the flow path, but it usually provides the same thing as flow path. And starting at level 9 zoom, you can see the stream gauge points, so we'll just click on a random one. And the first link brings you to the National Water Information System, which lets you see the discharge in cubic feet per second over different time periods. We'll just see one, for example, this one, which gives the peak stream flow for in this time period. And the second link Gives you information including the elevation, channel length, flow statistics, and flood volume statistics, as well as the peak flood statistics. And they both give the drainage area of the basin. I would like to note that you can't see in StreamStats, but if you go to the NWIS on the USGS website, there are stream gauge data on Guam. So as you can see, there's no data yet for Guam. But you can have, there is a stream gauge data on this website. So now the final point to investigate its basin and peak flow statistics. So first we're going to select the region. You can either zoom in or type one in the search bar, but let's look at the headquarters of a game I play, and they're headquartered in El Segundo, California. So click state, and at this stage you'll need to be at level 15 zoom at least to proceed. So click delineate, and you can click anywhere on the blue stream cell. So we'll just click here, and it is now delineating the basin. So now this is the basin of this point. It drains into this basin, and you can edit the area that you'll be looking at if you don't want to stick to the basin and you want to find the data of a certain area. But we're just gonna stick with this basin. You can also download in different formats. But we're just gonna click continue and stick with this basin. And now choose the type of data that you want to look at. We'll just select everything. Some parameters they have include basin perimeter, drainage area, area covered by forest, max elevation, and more. And it doesn't appear they really have any missing values, but if you do, it would be normally blank, but you can click calculate missing parameters. And it won't always find the values for you, but you can try. And here, select the reports that you want to display, and we'll click both. And as you can see, you can now title, make comments, and view the different parameters here. And it includes the precipitation, mean annual precipitation, drainage area, and peak flow statistics. And you can also print and download it in different formats. So this wraps up the StreamStats web app. Now I'd like to talk about why Guam needs access to StreamStats. As you can see, Guam, a territory of the United States, is not a part of the StreamStats network. We would like to use StreamStats to help address some serious issues we face here on Guam. Guam's infrastructure and development still has a long way to go. Flooding is so rampant in Guam, they sometimes close parts of the roads down so people can't go to work or school. We can use StreamStats to help find the most efficient places to place drainage systems, and also to find which roadways need the most attention. Guam's tourism is directly impacted by poor stormwater management. If Guam experiences heavy rains, it's possible tourists won't come back, and negative reviews of Guam will slow our economy. Guam's natural resources are at risk of waste, chemicals, and other pollution being transferred through the water system. With StreamStats, we can map sources of pollution and their flow path. And lastly, sedimentation and erosion is another big issue in Guam, damaging marine life and Guam's natural resources. The parameters given through StreamStats will assist in how we deal with erosion. These issues will also affect tourism. That concludes my video. I hope this helps bring StreamStats to Guam. Thank you.